Welcome again to New York by Night. We set the scene within a dazzling display of lights and motions. The casino of the Temple of the Wheel. The speakeasy of this particular organization, this particular building, because this kind of gambling is certainly illegal in New York. Horse gambling you can get away with. In fact, there are many different installations throughout the city where you can go ahead and bet. But this particular casino racket, with the shiny balls all flashing around, and the blackjack hands being freely dispensed, something you want to keep on the down low, at least for now. Jericho, for his part, finds himself within this particular casino, and he notices that the staff members around are generally courteous enough to give him a nod and continue on with the rest of their business. But they seem particularly cold, or at least Jericho assumes so, giving him the cold shoulder on such a cold January the 5th. We begin the scene there with Jericho trying to find the entrance to the trying to gain entrance to the chantry proper, and trying to see if he can't locate the old entropy master, Remy, actually.
Okay, the gates are not barred, or the doors are not barred to your way. You have the level of access, and you get the curt nod from the staff members whenever you approach that entrance, as if you're still authorized to be in this place, and you're authorized to enter the sanctum of the Euthanatos. Not a lot is around. Looks like it's recently been cleaned up from a meal. Lots of takeaways that are left still out, and in their sort of metal and cardboard cartons. Only one or two have been dipped into. The rest of them look like they've been unopened. So it's like the staff are too busy to even enjoy a takeaway.
Jericho's going to go ahead and walk over to the takeaway that's been sort of left out and look at it. He remembers that there's actually a really nice kitchen, or at least that's what Jade certainly time he was here.
You're hiccuping a bit there, connection-wise. There is still a kitchen here. Looks like from walking through it, it's only being used to make cups of tea and coffee and drinks. Doesn't look like it's been used to cook proper food for a while.
Jericho's actually going to go ahead and do this more a roundabout way. He's actually going to go ahead and take a cup of coffee for himself and start to wander around back to the cemetery. He's not going to take the direct route to the master. He wants to actually do a walkabout.
Okay, so you're walking through the sort of kitchen areas, the main sort of the background areas. The only thing that seems to be strange and out of place is there's a single letter or envelope that's placed on one of the tables. Doesn't seem to have an address for it, but it does have the Euthanatos emblem, but emblazoned on the front. Proceeding out to the garden. It looks like the garden is unkempt. Maybe some weeding has been done by the back exit, but it looks like some of the grass has run wild and hasn't really been the focus of much effort or attention keeping it clean.
That's disappointing to Jericho, at least. He remembers tending to this garden quite a lot when he got into New York. The staff are colder. There aren't many meals being prepared. The garden is in disarray. All seems rather off, but nothing too unsettling. Jericho's going to go ahead and just wander back into the kitchen. You said there was a note?
Yes, an envelope with the Euthanatos symbol emblazoned upon it.
Is it too much to ask that I bust out my root talisman and try to read the fate of this note?
You can, by all means,
All right.
make your appropriate rolls.
He... Okay, let's roll it. Here. Yeah, 3 successes.
Entropic.
Hmm.
Resonance of entropic. Feel somewhat akin to how you would write, or how if it was an item of great personal value to a Thanatos, it would feel.
Is it sealed or unsealed?
It looks sealed. Yeah, from your time, you remember here that you would occasionally have missives of this kind, which would normally be for the acting mages of the time. So if the staff members received it, they would leave it unopened and awaiting a master or a Thanatos of station to read and open it.
Okay. Well, Jericho's going to go ahead and pick it up, but he's not going to actually open it quite yet. Um, he's not stationed here, so it wouldn't make sense for him to take the letter, but he will bring it up to the master later on to see if he expected a missive.
Okay. So you have the envelope with you. What is your next
Mm-hmm.
plan?
Well, there's the kitchen, there is the graveyard. I know that there is an inner sanctum where Remy would simply sit and meditate, and he would sit and meditate on a lazy boy leather piece of office furniture, and he would do so in front of a plethora of different screens that would all observe the casino and all the hands and all the draws. So he's going to look for that thing again.
Okay. Since you are familiar with the layout of this place, you are not stopped or interceded in any way. You pretty soon find yourself at the doors of Remy's sanctum.
Is his attendant out, I should say, his own staff, his own personal assistant?
Yes, his personal assistant is standing there stationed and looks at you as you approach and offers a curt sort of nod of acknowledgement as you approach.
Okay, I'll go up to the assistant and simply say, can you please tell the master that Jericho Ogma wishes to speak with him?
Oh, Mr. Ogma. It's been a long time since we've seen your face around here. I thought you'd been moved to a new location.
I did move to a new location. I'm back to visit with the master and get some advice, much needed advice, I assure you.
He nods. Wait here, please. He opens the door a crack and then slides in to approach the Master Remy with his due reverence, and then comes out again and opens the door, slides up and closes it again, and stands back to where he was. He looks up and goes, "Oh, Master Ogma, it's been a long time since I've seen you. I thought you were stationed somewhere else."
Excuse me. Jericho is going to go to the door and simply knock on it.
Master Ogma, pray tell, you know the procedure to speak to me first if you wish to speak to Master Remy. There's no answer
Oh,
from the door.
there's no answer from the door. He goes ahead and looks to the assistant and simply says, sorry, but this is a matter that requires urgent attention. Sorry to break protocol on you, especially on you. He continues to knock on the door.
Oh, I understand there. Maybe if I would go in and just introduce you there. One second, please. He opens the door
Gonna put my foot into the door.
He walks through as the door closes back onto your foot.
Mm-hmm.
He looks and then he turns around and he walks over and goes, Master Agma, it's been a long time since I've seen you, but what are you doing? He
I'm
looks up
gonna
and
look
down at
in.
your foot.
Oh
Um,
yeah, gonna look inside.
okay, you look inside. The couch or the sort of sitting point where Remy, the master, would sit is vacant, and all of the video screens that you have described previously looks like they're all out. They're all static.
Jericho's gonna point to the screen. What's all that about?
He looks up at the screen, turns around and goes, "Oh, Master Jericho. It's been a long time since I've seen you. I thought you were stationed at a different a chantry."
Jericho's gonna go ahead and back away from the assistant and step outside this particular inner chamber and let him come out to follow him.
The door closes. He walks through the door, closes, takes his normal station, looks up at you and goes, "Oh, Master Jericho. It's been a long time since I've seen you. I thought you were stationed at a different chantry."
Well, I am in fact stationed at another chantry. How long has it been, my good sir? How long has it been since we've since you last seen me? I feel like I've gotten out of touch.
It's been several months, Master Jericho. That's
How
my recollection, at least, anyway. He looks up, he starts thinking, yes, several months. In fact, you're only here for a very short time, if I can remember.
Yes, yes, I was here only a very, very short time. Let me ask you a question. Has there been any major changes since I left the Chantry, or is everything just pretty much where I remember it?
I believe we moved out a wardrobe some time ago, and I believe that some of the numbers of our order moved out to different chantries as well, but I haven't seen them for some time.
Yes, Demi, for his part, left for, I believe, Greece some time ago. Myself and Cecil, we found different lodgings elsewhere. Could I bother you to ask you a question? Where is the master at the moment?
He's within his sanctum, Master
Okay,
Jericho.
that's fine. That's fine. I don't want to bother him while he's meditating on the intrapeak, as he likes to call it.
Mm. He offers you a smile. Um, so we'll call this attendant Sebastian. And yes, I have got on the wrong side when I've interrupted him during his meditation, as you would say.
How are you doing nowadays? I remember that the master had a few different assistants, but I don't see them here now. In fact, I remember quite a lovely assistant that I get introduced to the first time I walked in here.
Oh, don't. Well, I've been here for some time. I don't remember being introduced to any former assistants I took over. It sounds a bit concerning. I thought that Master Remy was somebody that had an assistant with him for a very long time, but there are predecessors for myself. Hmm.
Um, Maybe not predecessors, but hangers on, I should say.
Oh, sycophants. I can't remember any. I'm sorry.
Okay, but that's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Let's see. Well, I'm going to be off. When you next see the master, or when he comes out of that inner sanctum, would you please remind him that relic that he promised me a few months ago, or at least the one I was interested in a few months ago. That I'm currently borrowing it, and if he makes offense or if he gets offended, then I'll make every due effort to make sure that this gets all settled.
I certainly shall. When I next see Master Remy, I will mention that your visit and your request to him.
Right. I am off to see the reliquary. And Jericho walks off.
Goodbye, Master Jericho, as you leave. So you're off to the reliquary of the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
The door appears there as you would expect it to. Is there anything specifically you're looking for?
I'm looking for the artifacts that were described to me by Demi and Jade, those ones that allow them safer passes through the Shadowlands.
Okay, so there are a number of accoutrements that are available for the Shadowlands. There were, I believe, I can't remember if it was rings or bracelets that they were wearing to keep them safe. But without any trouble, you do find something that they described, and you also find the ever-burning torch as well. There's a sort of metallic 2x4 which has been bent into shape with a green flame. Green flame! That seems to be ever burning, stuck to the top of it.
Oh, very, very nice. I'm going to go ahead and put a cap on the green eternal flame, not to snuff it out because that's impossible, but just to shield its light and its heat from the stuff that is already in my bag, because they're both going in my bag right now.
You could have sworn you heard a slight sigh as you covered the light, but maybe it's just the wind.
Jericho, after doing so, is reminded of the market for some reason. But he goes ahead and shakes himself from that morbid pose. Okay, fair enough. I have some artifacts. I wanted to get some advice, but apparently there are none to be had here. This is the most disturbing. No, this is exactly as disturbing as I thought it would be, actually. I think it's time to go ahead and retrieve the letter from my jacket, the one with the Thanatoid symbol, and open it up.
Okay. Make a perception plus alertness roll, please. Difficulty 6.
Okay. Hold on a second. Yep, I got the right number. Difficulty 6. Rolling. Ones cancel out the successes, my friend.
Okay. The only thing that you pick out from when you open the letter is it has a sweet fragrance when you open and pop the seal back. It's like an old wax seal. There's a letter on some paper inside, folded in on itself.
Okay. Perfume. Actually, what was the symbol that it was sealed with, or was it sealed with a symbol?
It was.
I'm gonna go ahead and try to recapture the two halves of the seal that I just broke and look at it.
It looks like an A.
Gonna look at the front of the leather. It's the Omega.
Yes.
God fucking damn it. Okay. Going to proceed to open the letter. And, yeah. Let's see what missive has been sent to me.
It's written in sort of ink, very a purposeful calligraphic hand. So someone's taken time to make florid writing. It says the following: Remy's life for the rifle. Make a call to this number to discuss a place to meet. And then signed again with the alpha symbol at the bottom.
God damn it. Entry 1, site. Looking at the ink. How old is this ink?
Make a narrative roll, please.
Or 1 success.
It's fine. Thousands of years.
Jericho, for his part, is actually fuming at this very moment because he's been caught off guard.
Probably hundreds of years, not thousands. I don't think the American colonies were that long. hundreds of years old, basically.
Hundreds of years. Okay. Oh God. This is a desperate situation, but it's not as bad as it could be. And unfortunately, out of character. Do you know what happened to the rifle? Did Kean's plan for it come to fruition?
I can't obviously discuss the rifle, but I believe it's safely and secure somewhere in another chantry under the lock and key of some player mages.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, because I was a bit confused. All right. Let's see. Remy's life for the rifle. This should be an easy choice, but let's make it a little bit more complicated. Jericho's going to go ahead and memorize the number with a simple mine 1 route. Can I do that?
You can do. You'll need to spend successes for duration.
Okay. Not going to do that. He's going to write it down and put it into his pocket. And let's see, what is the best way to do this? Could do a burner phone, could do pay phone. Certainly not going to do it in the chantry. No, there's a park that I can go to, and I have a burner phone that I can use. Should be relatively easy. All right. Jericho, after looking at the letter, writing down the number, putting it into his pocket, is going to go ahead and is there a fireplace anywhere around here? Or am I going to have to make my own?
I think you're probably going to have to make your own.
Okay, this is what Jericho's going to do. Jericho's going to go out into the marble sanctuary, actually. That's what we're calling the graveyard there. And he's going to go to the shed, actually, where there's plenty of different landscaping gear. He's going to try to find a metal bucket, right?
Mm-hmm.
Common sense. I'm invoking my common sense. Is it better to destroy the letter or keep it with me?
It could be a crucial. Well, it could be evidence that you can use. At this moment in time, you haven't done any additional studies on the letter to even confirm it's a threat to you as it stands. So it may yield more than just writing.
Okay. Gonna keep the letter then, not burn it, which would be a smart thing to do. But I'll make plans to store it someplace safer. Actually, I'm gonna go back to the I'm gonna go back to Sebastian. Actually, the personal attendant of the master.
You see the personal attendant standing there, and he looks up and goes, "Mr. Jericho, I don't expect to see you so
Long
soon."
time. Yes, yes, long time no see. I must beg a question. Are my accommodations still valid here?
I believe that they were never revoked. I can ask the
Okay.
master for confirmation if you wish.
No, no need to bother the master. I was simply wanting to go back up to my room and store a few items. Um, right. Do I need to get my key back, or is it they just gonna let me through?
There's keys in the main sort of hall for the Masters of the Thanatos. I'm sure your keys hang up there. I'll spare one for you. Just take it on your way in, and I'll let you through.
Yeah, thank you very much. Jericho Ogma is going to go ahead and take his directions, go ahead and borrow one of those keys, uh, proceed up to his room, and he's going to open his room. Any change?
It looks dustier than normal, like they weren't expecting you to return and haven't cleaned it. So that smell of like it's dryness along with dust that seems to sort of hang lazily in the air.
All right. Jericho's going to go to. Is there a personal safe here?
Let's have a look. Determined by a fate roll.
Hey, hey, hey. Entropy. Can will you allow me to use meta magic here?
Roll a faith roll. Roll a fate roll, and I'll roll one.
All right. I'll roll one dice.
No,
Nope.
fate does not smile
Okay.
upon you today.
Okay, fair enough. It looks like I'm keeping the letter on my person for now. I can't store it safely here quite yet. Okay, I have a number. I need to call it. Okay, awesome. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and now that I've done all this fancy smashy business in the chantry, I need to actually leave, make an exit because I'm going to make this call actually in what called Grand Mercy Park. Yes, exactly. Just outside of Grand Mercy Park, actually.
Okay, so we can suitably advance time until that point. You see is there a public phone booth you're going to be using, or are you going to be using your phone, cell phone?
Given the option, I'll use public phone.
There's a public phone there, which is in suitable level of order.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and throw some quarters into this particular machine. Go ahead and dial the number. Hold the phone to my face and curl into the booth.
It clicks and picks up automatically, and the first thing you hear is some very sort of like almost artificial choir-like music, and you hear a sort of American voice going, "I call on your God, for you will answer me. Give ear to me, and hear my prayer." That was Psalm 17:6. This is dial prayer. You can visit us on this number or dial-a-prayer.com, and you can make a donation to our charity, and we'll say a prayer for whatever issues that are causing your way. Please leave a message, and we'll get back to you to discuss your prayer, and you can make a donation. Please leave a message after the beep. Beep.
I'll go ahead and recite the number to this particular pay phone and simply say, okay, I'm willing to deal. Click. I'm going to go ahead and hang up the phone, and I'm going to give it a minute.
The sound of the world goes past New York City in its deepening and darkening cold. Feel shivers down your spine. Somebody comes over, looks at you, looks at the phone. Is that phone working?
Uh, over.
Ah, cool. You just stand here, hang around like it, Never mind. Thank you. This random person walks up to the phone, picks it up, puts some money
Picks up the
in.
same phone.
Yeah, picks the same phone.
Fucking hell.
Can't.
Okay, gonna go ahead and bust out something from my magical Jericho's magical murder bag. He's gonna pick up a small pinch, actually a pouch of salt, and he's just gonna simply throw it to the ground. And what he's gonna do is increase the probability of him not inserting the coin correctly, actually falling to the ground.
Go, make a roll.
I'm spending a willpower point on this. I know it seems absurd, but I'm doing it. 1, 2, 2.
Oh dear. Oh dear. What level of sphere were you using then? Level 2 entropy, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
That's 2 points of paradox, my friend. As he places, without an issue, some coins into.
Sorry, folks. Either I disconnected or he disconnected. If anybody watching at home, feel free to fast forward a few seconds. We are trying to get him back. All the little kids with the pumpkins really run, baby, run out from my gun.
And back.
Welcome back.
Yes, even though working for the company, I wasn't informed about some planned engineering works. They knocked out the cell site as well, so no mobiles. Woohoo! Out bloody standing. Okay, picking up where we left off. The gentleman in question has a random conversation with his girlfriend or his partner after explaining that he lost his phone and getting a slight berating about not calling or texting when he should have done.
Mm-hmm.
He, after 2 or 3 minutes worth of observation, will hang up the phone, turn around and give you a weird look because you're still standing there looking at him, looking at the phone,
Mm-hmm.
and then will wander off.
Jericho afterwards is going to learn his lesson and actually stand in the booth and sort of lean over just to occupy the booth.
How long are you prepared to wait?
I am prepared to wait 30 minutes.
Okay. Should we? Oh, yeah. 5 minutes go by. Traffic still as it is. Gets a bit colder. 10 minutes go by. 20 minutes. Nobody. 25 minutes. Somebody comes and starts standing in a queue, waiting to use the phone.
25 mark.
1. 25 minutes and 15 seconds later, he goes, excuse me, fella, are you using the phone?
Yeah. Puts a quarter in, calls the number again.
The same message is replayed back to you.
Okay. This message will... Now I gotta leave a more personal message. I'm willing to deal. Number of the burner phone I currently have. We can talk about business. Call anytime. It's never going to turn off.
Okay. So which phone are you giving him? Which phone number are you giving that?
This burner phone I have right now, I'm going to have to pay for another one. Damn it.
Okay.
Burner phones are expensive.
Radio.
I'm going to go ahead and hang up the phone and walk about the rest of my day.
Okay. So you spend the rest of the day wandering around, remarking about how the fact it's becoming very rapidly to Christmas time. Decorations are coming up and people are starting to rush around and doing their normal Christmas shopping. The fact that the gloves and the scarves and the hats are coming out and people are wrapping up in all the extra shades and they can just to make sure to fight off the New Yorkian chill. It starts getting pretty late, dude, and there's no call coming through on the mobile yet.
Oh, that's fair enough. They're in a position of power at the moment. There was an email address as well, right?
Yes, there was. www.dial-a-prayer.com.
Okay. Time to go to an internet cafe. Time to make an old AOL account.
I'm sure there are plenty around in New York for you to do that.
Okay, let's see. What do I call myself? Jericho murmurs to himself in front of the box. Okay, Rifle Enthusiast 8781. I'll go ahead and send off a very, very short email to the address, simply stating, okay, I'm willing to talk, I'm willing to make a deal.
Okay, so you look at the website, and it's got a picture of a mobile phone on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side is prayer request to be entered below. In the middle, it's where Jesus is Lord. I'm glad you stopped in. The most important decision you'll make in your life, prayer, a summary. Smart investors receive eternal dividends. Giving to charities. Read off-site link by Jan Markell, where when evangelicals dine with the wicked. There's a whole load of, it's like almost like it's a very, very duff sort of forum post. But the only way to actually sort of leave a message is to sort of leave a prayer. And you type in what you suggest and then submit the form.
That won't reach them. Not unless it's an actual prayer. Okay, how about this? I'm reaching way, way back. The next forum post from Jericho is simply, I pray for good and safe travel for my friends and my mentors who I have not seen in a very, very long time. Send.
It gets sent. An advertisement pops up on the website. Join the RCS for Jesus team and preach the gospel. RC5 for Jesus.
RC5? What's that?
Don't know, it's just popping up as an advertisement on the website. And it gives you a quote about Deuteronomy 28.
I'm going to do a quick Google search on that term. What does that mean?
What is RC5 for Jesus? Mission statement. We are a team for Christians using our computers for God's glory. Description. RC5 for Jesus is a team of Christians participating in Distributed.net's RC572 Computer Challenge. The team is made up of Christians seeking to put a Christian group and, more importantly, the name of Jesus on the often viewed top 100 teams list of this global computer processing challenge. It is one of the few Christian teams in the entire challenge. Would you like to know more?
Click link. Yes, I would like to learn more.
Our goal is to stay in the top 100 team standings, as well as win the computing challenge. This is a needle in a haystack brute force computer search that could take many years to complete. We use the challenge, blah, 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 blah. Basically, it's a mission statement of a bunch of Christians that are trying to make sure that this website is like the top search for. And it's got a load of coding, a load of information about how embedding it into your website. So you, as a fellow Christian, can help out this company, this organization.
I have 1 dot in computer, but I would like to increase my intelligence, just for the sake of the scene at the moment.
Okay.
Would you like a roll?
No. No need to make a roll.
Okay, so Jericho basically takes out the root talisman from his pocket, twists it around a little bit, and sets it next to the keyboard of this particular computer. And what he's going to do is he's actually going to look at the first website in that first tab, and he's going to open the developer's tools of this particular browser and see if there is in fact this script in there.
Okay, so you heightened intelligence, and he triggers your common sense merit, and he soon realize that these guys might get hundreds of prayers every day, both through online and through messaging. It may simply be some time before they get back to you.
And that's true. That's what I was very, very much afraid of. There is nothing for me to do right now. This is what Jericho's slowly coming to realize. There's no way I'm going to reach these people yet. They're going to come to me. Okay, fair enough. Jericho goes ahead and clears the internet history, the cookie cache, as well as all of the forum data that he just entered into this particular computer, making sure to make his own notes, the logins that he just created and he just used on a separate piece of note paper and putting into his pocket. Common sense stuff. I love that merit so much. But yeah, right now he's going to go ahead and set it all off, simply walk away, not knowing what to do. He is currently on the waiting game at the moment.
Is there anything else that you wish to do this evening?
Anything else I wish to do this evening? Hmm. No. No, the only thing I can really do is go to the subway station, do a double track, try to get people off my tail as I go back to the safety of my own particular chantry.
And we can safely assume that you arrived there without much incident. I believe we can end our scene here.
All right. Thank you all for watching. Thank you, Will, for taking some time to run this with me. I hope you all had some fun.